Welcome to Rethink Dialogue. In today's episode, we're talking with Afonso De Sousa, who is Media Strategy Lead at LinkedIn. Hi Afonso, welcome to Rethink Dialogue. Tell me a little bit about yourself, your personal and work background.
Oh, hi Arndt. Thank you for having me here. My personal life is probably, I don't know what's more interesting, but my personal life, I was born in Brazil and raised in New York. I've lived in 8 countries. I'm European. I've worked, I believe, in 9 lives. So I worked agency life for almost a decade, marketing client side for a couple of years, was teaching on the side at the European Design Institute, judging design at the NAD. Just overall, very much focused on branding. Okay. Strategic branding from the creative side and the strategic side, and that was a lot of fun. And then I did an MBA, which kind of changed my life. It gave me, a better sense of what is the bottom line of business.
Okay.
What are those numbers? And I wanted a really big challenge, and now I work for LinkedIn and thoroughly enjoy the big challenges that come ahead working in the digital sector.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about LinkedIn, what your role there, because it's kind of, you're traveling a lot.
Yes. So I am a media strategy lead. That means out of EMEA, we have a very big Salesforce team, which are helping clients in all industry verticals have access to our products and services. Now, what I do is strategically package those and come into the clients as the pre-sales, co-sales person with them to deliver what can we actually do to maximize your clients' KPIs. Why am I doing this? Because I have access to product marketing and the product team back in San Francisco, and I'm not a salesperson with a quota. So that's why the partnership is really interesting and allows me to be creative and allows me to be strategic and allows me to have some access to what's happening technically from our product set.
So how, from your experience and the background that you have, how exactly can LinkedIn be helpful in the B2B marketing space?
So first, I'm sorry. First, there is the ecosystem that we have on platform, the number of companies, 380 million members, the schools, the skill sets. All this paints an ecosystem where people are there because they can connect with the people that they've just met or have networked with. They can get knowledge from the brands and the groups and of the people as well from a professional perspective. And they can then find a new job or up their game. What do I need for my next career shot? So it gives marketers this value where they're able to hire people, they're able to sell to people, they're able to market to people. And all of this is done with the B2B mindset. Because the mindset is when you're on our platform, you are investing time in something. You're not going to be there, just wandering endlessly because it's not necessarily the most entertaining place in the world. But the value that's behind there, the information you can dig deeper and find, will make you more productive and successful at your job or in your B2B circle. So I would think it would be a good idea to have a LinkedIn profile.
Well, that I agree with you. Absolutely. I think I was I was pretty early in getting a LinkedIn profile, and I was very clear to my network and to my people that this is an important platform. I had to fight with many of my social media fellows because they were like, nah, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, that's what you should focus on. I'm like, no, I'm working on LinkedIn. And it actually resonates really well now, so I'm happy about that. But as a marketer myself, how would you say, so for example, the advertising space at LinkedIn, how effective is it? Is that the way to go, or should you try to be more, what is the right way of using the platform?
Sure. So advertisement on LinkedIn exists, of course, but what we've seen a shift in advertisement on LinkedIn is it's not about the ad, it's about the knowledge you're giving people. I usually use a slide, which was the cover of Advertisement Age from last year, where they said LinkedIn are the kings of content because it is a place where brands can be themselves.
Yeah.
I like that because I do believe brands, and having worked in branding from a marketer perspective and from a creative perspective, you need the emotional connection. However, you need to offer something to people. You need to talk about your industry, your products, your services, your leadership in that field. And LinkedIn is the perfect platform for that. Let's get down to business and let's talk about what can you give me. And so we offer a really good rich targeting. So you know who people are, their function, their job title, their industry, their seniority, which is quite unique, which no other platform can offer. And you are a B2B marketer, and you can give them knowledge. And that goes a long way in terms of relationship building because it is about content marketing and the importance of content marketing. So I believe in these two being the great vehicle for the future in terms of being more robust with targeting and better with knowledge to create better ROI for clients.
Good one. So speaking of content and influencers, because I know, number one, LinkedIn has these influencer
Base.
Yeah. And it's kind of limited. There's not that many that actually are defined as the LinkedIn influencer. How many are there in the program?
We have 500 influencers in our program. The initiative started a couple of years ago, and it has great return on the influencers as well because, you know, something that an influencer posts on LinkedIn, it also gives them immense PR ability. It can be, you know, on Fox News in the US or The Guardian in the UK because so-and-so said this on LinkedIn. The influencer badge also has become actually very attractive to people, but it's becoming more and more difficult to get because it is quite demanding. You know, if you think of a big top influencer, Barack Obama, he's quite busy. He can't be posting all the time. So it takes, you know, big editorial effort, and LinkedIn try to support, you know, in terms of understanding what's happening on platform, what would be good trends to talk about, what would be the correct formats in which people are writing nowadays. So what we developed more recently is to make the platform self-publishing. So any individual can self-publish in long format as an influencer can. The difference is you don't have the influencer badge. But again, we've seen we're over 1 million people posting weekly on our platform. And that's quite amazing in terms of how people are using the platform to express their ideas and help people make better decisions. So I believe, again, in long-form publishing, it has a lot of thought leadership. Again, the Amazon example, where this employee came out to, I wouldn't say refute, but to give his view on what his day is like at Amazon by just long-form publishing on LinkedIn platform, was pretty amazing for the brand and to have these advocates that come out there. So it goes a long way.
Yeah, I agree. So as I write not that often, but as often as I can on LinkedIn, and I see that the reach there is much, much stronger than, for example, Medium, which is another platform, or my WordPress blog, which is interesting because I just post on LinkedIn. I don't post it anywhere else, but still the reach is really, really high. So again, to me, LinkedIn is kind of the valuable platform. So a lot of brands now are using influencers to promote the brand, like co-creating content or collaborating on content or having influencers write content on behalf of the brand. Would you say that LinkedIn is kind of the platform for that, or should they be more aware of?
No, I believe there's as a side for that. There's a good content strategy where if you're able to have, you know, 2 pieces of curated content, 1 piece of someone writing about your brand, and then 1 piece where you write about your brand. That's a good mix. That's like a 2-1-1 mix where you're able to have, well, especially the second one, the second point, which is able to have someone write about your brand. A client, a testimonial, an experience. That's amazing. You can get that. You don't want to always be like, oh, look at me, I'm the brand. That happens a lot. I don't think our camera guy is happy that I just did that to the microphone. But the capabilities of having of being able to create that content calendar will, with variety, but always about your brand, is what will give you higher amplification. There's a lot of A/B testing to be done as well on everything we do. In all our products, we do offer the more content-led form ones with sponsored content, ways that you can do dark posting. Because you want to understand what resonates in style, in form, in tone of voice with your target segments. And then how can I perform better and better?
Yeah.
And that's something that we assist clients, and we talk about it internally a lot between us. What is happening? How can we help this content get out?
Wow. So how big of a client do you have to be to get that kind of assistance from LinkedIn?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't do the monetization of everything. There is, well, all the clients, so the platform has a very big self-serve base, like most platforms. But we do have, big ticket clients who put LinkedIn part of their content strategy, and so we strategize together, we plan together, we create a 3, 4, 5 month strategy for a campaign or an always on, which is another buzzword which is now being questioned. Is always on working? I believe in always on as well, because you have to have a relationship, always a relationship.
Yeah.
And we could talk about that in a second, because I've been thinking a lot about Volkswagen. Or maybe we shouldn't. But having this relationship will help you foster who is your fan base, who are your prospects, who are clients you already have and own. So it'll help you understand. It's almost like having a rock band. Understand who are the ones who are always going to come, who are the newcomers, who are the ones you want to sell to. So it's quite interesting, and you're able to have this kind of content strategy with variety, and give people and give clients the service that they need to perform.
Yeah. So have you come across what you would say is the optimal LinkedIn profile?
Yeah, well, that's the optimal. Mine needs a little bit of a cleanup. A few things. I like the logos, so if you take it away from certain sections, the logos are not there. But our CEO, I mean, I feel like he does actually lead the company in a great way that shows us. He's not telling us this is how it should be done, but it is a really good profile. You take a lot of cues, like, oh, maybe I should include a presentation of something I did, I should publish more. It's also good to understand, and I did this exercise when I joined LinkedIn, is how am I ranking here? What's missing? And I noticed that at the time I only had one recommendation because I never asked for one. And I looked around and everyone had 4 or 5. I'm like, okay, I'm not at the benchmark, so I need to reach out, ask, etc. So you can just by an average of looking at 30 profiles, you're able to take a very simple data set and say, I can do a little bit better here and there.
And endorsements.
Yes.
What's up with endorsements?
Endorsements. You can get endorsed for anything. I got endorsed yesterday for jazz hands. I didn't accept it. You can do this to people as a joke, and they won't accept it unless it's something they're already endorsed, and it goes automatically.
Exactly.
It's almost like serving Coca-Cola with ice and lemon. No one said you have to have it with ice and lemon. It just comes with ice and lemon. So endorsements came out, and people keep playing with it, and it goes crazy sometimes. There's a lot of data behind that. So if you think about the number of skills somebody has, those skills are, of course, data pieces. Someone has digital marketing, strategy, design. But the number of times is very difficult to anyone monitor that type of data, because it's just too much. I think the big setback or complaint we get from our members is, I'm being endorsed by people who I've met once. We just thought it's kind of cute to say I'm endorsed. So I know that actively and presently, our product team are deciding, what are we going to do with this? What does it mean? Because there's some validity behind it, but there's some annoyance from a member perspective. So there's noise, and that is being thought about, and I know because I was in our headquarters 2 weeks ago, and that was spoken about.
Okay, yeah, because it used to be like this kind of square where you, like all your connections came up and do you want to endorse this person for this and this person for that? And now that's gone. It's not as...
No, it's
reduced, because when I go directly into a connection, then I'm asked if I want to endorse that person for that skill.
Correct.
Which is different compared to how it used to be. And I think that's more valuable because then I actually get time to reflect, well, I do know this person, would I endorse that person or not?
Yes.
While when you get like this, you get 6 of your friends or connections, and then it's like, no. You don't want, that's not what you're there for.
Yeah, you don't want the roller deck
exactly.
kind of system.
So it's interesting, but I mean, yeah, it's interesting. So from a marketing perspective, anything else you want to add to your point of views on the future of marketing? Because that's basically what we're discussing here.
I mean, I mean, content marketing is king. And I can't stress enough, how much or how easy it can be to have a piece of content marketing. I give the example of a client who started working with LinkedIn from their media strategy perspective in 2015. And all they did is create one white paper and split that white paper into 45 pieces of content.
Okay.
Infographics, illustrations, media being film, rich media, downloadable short parts of the white paper. And that was it. And it was fantastic.
Wow.
Because the variety, the menu of options they have at their disposal to A/B test, to find their targets, etc., is great. So, point 1, content marketing. Point 2 is transparency and responsibility. So the ecosystem of various agencies of all sorts. You have your media buying agency, but you also have your PR agency, your advertisement agency, et cetera, and then distributors, platforms, printers, if you're still doing, out of homes, et cetera. Production houses are the means to the end. So there's these 3 very clear pillars. Yeah. And I always believe each one is strategic in their own way. The client owns their product and service strategy. That knowledge needs to be shared with their agencies, for lack of a better term, because they need to create their brand strategy. And then platforms need to create that distribution and media strategy to support all this. So everyone's strategic. But the amount of overlap that people are doing each other's jobs and the amount of mistrust needs to become better and better and better to foster better relationships. Because the responsibility you have, the role you have strategic, and the responsibility is to be transparent. Yeah. And if you can be transparent about especially the money and the budget, when who does that strategic pillar, makes relationships so much better. So that is something that I would like to happen in the future, because the best projects I've done is where I sat in the room with the client, the agencies, and the platform, and it got clearly decided what can we do, who will do what, and this is how much we have at our disposal to do it. Yeah. And those are efficient processes, and I wish more of those will happen. Yeah, I agree. Okay, we're gonna round up the episode like always with the infamous question: what inspires you? What inspires me? Yeah. Comedy. Comedy, because my grandmother, who already passed away, used to be an actress and a comedian. And we both did a stand-up comedy course with the president of the American Institute of Comedy. Wow. And not only was that a great experience, but because I seem to believe I have a sense of humor, and the universal truths that travel through comedy. So that's one thing that many times, instead of watching a TED Talk, I'll probably watch a comedian. Wow. The second thing that inspires me is a specific part of fine art. And that specific part relates to me growing up in Manhattan in the 80s and having immense opportunity with artists. It was when Andy Warhol, James Rosenquist, Robert Rauschenberg, Jean-Michel Basquiat, they were all alive and working and living in New York. And it was kind of an exciting time where the art scene was not, it wasn't in the UK, it was kind of the end of pop.
Yeah.
And it's always been something, kind of my go-to, my expression, and it feels good.
Yeah.
And inspires me and calms me and makes me think, well, I can do anything I want. I can change careers tomorrow if I want. I can move countries again. It's just fine. So there's a freedom there that I look to these two things and a lightness in life.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for coming to Rethink and for being part of the Rethink Dialogue episodes. And it was really, really nice having you here.
It was a great pleasure. And I will be watching the future dialogues that you get. So thank you very much for having me over, Arndt.